Want to relive the experience of Spider-Man No Way Home? Well, you webbed yourself to the right video. We catch up with Peter Parker right after Mysterio revealed his identity in Far From Home. He webs MJ away from the gathering crowd and passes some previous Spider-Man memories, notably a cable car like the final battle from the 2002 Spider-Man, and he also webs a manhole cover, the last time we saw Andrew Garfield's Peter in live action. I wonder if we'll ever see them again. They reach Peter's place where Aunt May is dumping poor Happy. A crying Happy then makes on Peter undressing right in front of MJ, sparking a hilariously awkward 5 minutes of conversation. They are brought into the police station to answer for the supposed murder of Mysterio, but the charges don't stick because the great lawyer May hired, none other than Charlie Cox's Daredevil, confirming that the Netflix show happened in the Marvel Cinematic Universe this entire time. Without looking, he catches a brick sailing through the window, even beating Peter's Spidey sense. Senior year begins and the school is swarmed by protesters, half for and half against Peter. It's college application time, but Peter faces rejection after rejection. They open their letters together, but are all rejected because of their association with Spider-Man. This leads to a devastated Peter seeing the impact his secret getting out has caused on the ones he loves, and he visits Doctor Strange in an attempt to make everyone forget his identity. The sorcerer begins to cast a memory spell, but no, Peter, stop changing it. Oh, that was close. Peter goes to intercept the MIT admissions lady, as Doctor Strange is now refusing to help him. He begins to plead his case with the MIT representative. And wait, what's that? Oh my god, Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus! And he is looking evil, having arrived in the universe before he was healed in Spider-Man 2. The fight starts and Dr. Octopus easily bests Spidey as he is preoccupied trying to save people. Doc Ock steals Peter's nanotech, but this lets Spidey control the tentacles. What a reversal. But it's not over. After that climactic showdown, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, flies in. They're back in the Sanctum where Doctor Strange explains, instead of making people forget Peter Parker is Spider-Man, the spell brought everyone who knows Peter as Spidey here from every universe. The hunt begins for the multi-dimensional foes, with Doc Ock and Lizard already captured. Peter goes to a forest where he finds Sandman and an overpowering Electro. As they made up in Spider-Man 3, Sandman helps Peter defeat Electro, and both villains are sent back to Doctor Strange's prison dungeon. Meanwhile, in an alley, there is the most dangerous of them all, the Green Goblin. Peter is told to rush to see May, who is under threat from Osborn. But when he gets there is just a peaceful, confused old man. Peter refuses to help, but May rebukes him, stating helping is what they do. With all the villains now captured, they converse about their fate and they realise
they both died, fighting Spider-Man.
Doctor Strange then unveils his magic box to send the villains back to the dimensions. But Peter, what are you doing? Having been reminded by May that it's his duty to help, he will not let them be sent back to their universe to die. He webs the box out of Strange's hand, and the heroes engage in a duel. Strange tangles Peter and blasts his astral form out of his body, easily reaching for the box. But Spidey's soulless body still has Spidey sense and moves out of the way. Spidey eventually traps the sorcerer with geometry and goes off to save the villains from their fate. Peter now sets up the Stark Fabricator to try and cure the rogues alongside. He attaches a new chip to the back of Doc Ock's neck and it worked! The Doctor is healed! Now, onto the other villains. But Peter's Spidey sense trips. He turns, shoots a web at Norman, but it's no longer Norman. The Goblin is back. He convinces the others to turn on Peter and with maniacal laughter then batters Spidey through the building, crashing onto the ground right in front of Aunt May. She valiantly stands between them to protect her nephew, but then BAM! His glider comes soaring in and crashes into her, and she dies. Peter is broken and goes into hiding, leaving MJ and Ned to go search for him. Equipped with Doctor Strange's sling ring, Ned wishes to find Peter Parker, and he opens a portal? What? In through hops Spidey. Oh my god, that's Andrew Garfield, the amazing Spider-Man is in the MCU! Ned's still got the magic. Open another portal. Finally, Spidey. Wait, no. That's Tobey Maguire. 3 Spideys meet, and Andrew and Tobey convince Tom he is not alone, and that he did the right thing, as they all recognise the fateful phrase May delivered to him as the precursor to tragedy. With Tom having slightly recovered, they zip down to the lab and begin working on cures for the villains. Tom phones into J. Jonah Jameson, setting up the final fight. On the renovated Statue of Liberty, with Cap's shield attached, the 3 Peters prepare for the fight and swap stories with a healthy dose of fan service. effortless. The Lizard, Electro, and Sandman show up, and we got a 3v3 going on. The villains gain the early upper hand, but Tom uses his teammate skills as an Avenger to assume the leadership role, and they turn the tide. But Electro, powered by the arc reactor, eventually overpowers Peter, and Doc Ock joins the fray. It's not looking good for Spidey, as Doc Ock prepares for the final blow, but he strikes and depowers Electro. The Otto Octavius has been cured, and you best believe he's a hero. Ned and MJ have also arrived in the chaos, and Ned attempts to close a portal, but he opens one instead and frees Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange prepares the device to send them back to their universe safely. Oh no. Just as it was looking up, the Green Goblin is here. He goes right for the heroes, but they manage to dodge. Wait, he's bombed the device. Amidst the chaos, MJ slips and falls off the scaffolding. Tom dives off to save her, but he is swiped away by the Goblin. Andrew sees her fall, and poor guy, this is a flashback of his worst memory. He pushes a little further this time, and instead of webbing to her, he catches her. Andrew breaks down into tears, finally redeeming his ultimate mistake. Then, on the fallen giant Captain America shield, Tom and the Green Goblin square off for the final showdown. Goblin taunts Peter throughout their battle, and as Spidey gains the upper hand, he snatches the glider and raises it above his head. No, Peter, don't do it. He slams the glider down, but Toby catches it, refusing to let another Spider-Man see the Goblin die in front of them. But Osborn isn't done. He stabs Toby in the back, and Tom goes to strike the Goblin. What is he gonna do? But he catches the cure thrown from Andrew and slams it into the Goblin's neck, finally killing the Green Goblin. But the danger still isn't over. The sky starts to crack with the multiversal pressure, and even Doctor Strange is helpless. With no other option, Peter makes the ultimate sacrifice and tells Doctor Strange to cast a spell that makes everyone forget his identity, destroying all his relationships with Ned, MJ, Happy, Toby, Andrew, everyone. Peter gives his heartfelt goodbyes, and the spell is cast. With the world saved, Peter begins his new life. He summons up the courage to finally speak to MJ and attempt to explain things. Yet he sees the normality and safety of her life now and makes the noble decision to not pull her back into the chaos. However, she still wears the now valueless necklace Peter bought for her in Far From Home, begging the question, has she truly forgot?